ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ವಿಧಿಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕಾನೂನು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಇಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆಯೋಜನೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಇಂದಿನ ಒಂದು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ಒತ್ತಡ ನಿವಾರಣೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಖಾತಿಜಾ ಓಮರ್ ಶಬ್ನಮ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇವರು ಮೂಲತಃ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಟ್ರೈನರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ನೂರಾರು ಮಲ್ಟಿನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ವಿಧಿಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕಾನೂನು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಒಂದು ವತಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ವಕೀಲರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಈ ಒತ್ತಡ ನಿವಾರಣೆಯ ಒಂದು ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದಿಂದ ಅವರು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ತರಗತಿ ಒಂದು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ನಾವು ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಹರ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸೈಕೋಸೊಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್. ವೇರ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಗೋ and we used to take the treatment, by that time doctor will say that so it is linked with the mental status. So if your mental status is being being healthy, so your problem will be where we can root it out. So likewise doctor used to suggest everybody, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋದಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇದು ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿರ್ತದೆ. ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಒಂದು ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಬಹಳ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಬಹಳ ಶಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹ ತಾವು ಏನು ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನ ಸರಿಪಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಬಗೆಹರಿತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋಂಥದ್ದು ಹೃದಯಾಘಾತ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು. ಈ ಹೃದಯಾಘಾತ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಒಂದು ಹೃದಯಾಘಾತ ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಒತ್ತಡದಿಂದ ಆಗುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭ. ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಧಿಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕಾನೂನು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಈ ಕಾನೂನು ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು ವಕೀಲರಿಗೆ, ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಕಾನೂನು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನ, ಕಾನೂನು ಅರಿವನ್ನ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಬಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರ ತರಬೇತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ವಕೀಲರ ಒಂದು ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್ಸಿನ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ವೃತ್ತಿ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಪೋಕನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು, ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಏನು ಕಾನೂನಿನ ಸಲಹೆಗಾರರಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಾಬಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಜಿನಾರಾಲ್ಕರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಸೊ ಇವರ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಗಣ್ಯಾತಿ ಗಣ್ಯರು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ವಕೀಲರ ಪರಿಷತ್ತಿನ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ರೀ ಸಿದ್ದಲಿಂಗಪ್ಪ ಮಿಟ್ಟಲ್ಕೋಡ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಸಹ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರು ಬಂದು ಸಹ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಂದಿನ ಒಂದು ಸಂಚಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾರೈಸಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೇ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಇಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಒಬ್ರು ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂತ ಅತಿಥಿ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರ ಯಾರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಆನಂದ್ ವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಶ್ರೀಯುತರು ವಕೀಲ ವೃತ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಖ್ಯಾತ ವಕೀಲರಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವರು ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತವಾಗಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ವಕೀಲರ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಕೂಟದ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಗಿ, ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಯಾಗಿ, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಗಿ ಇವರು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಈ ವಕೀಲರ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ವಕೀಲರ ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್ಸಿಗಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬುರದಿಂದ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ಕೋರೋಣ. ಸೊ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನವನ್ನ ನೀಡಬೇಕು, ತಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಸಲಹೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತೀನಿ. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಸರ್. ಆನಂದ್ ವಿ ಸರ್, ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತಾವು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಾವು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಅನಿಸಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ನೀಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೀಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಖಂಡಿತ. ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಹ್ವಾನಿಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪುರುಷೋತ್ತಮ್ ಸರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ತಂಡದವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಸೊ ಅವರು ಏನು ಈ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ವಿಷಯ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರನ್ನು ಕಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ವಿಷಯ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ರಿಲೀಫ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಆ ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಒತ್ತಡದಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ನಗರ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದೊಂದು ಸವಾಲಿನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿರುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಪುರುಷೋತ್ತಮ್ ಸರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ತಂಡದವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳುಗರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳುವುದೇನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನ ಶೈಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾನಸಿಕವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ನ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅವೆರಡರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳೋದೇನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರೀತಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು, ನಾನೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳುವಂತದ್ದು ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿನ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ನಮ್ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ ಬಾಡಿನೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, ತಿಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಬಾಡಿನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬಾಡಿನೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು ಏನ್ ಬೇಡ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ ಬಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗ ನಾವು ಆ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅದು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ನಾವು ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ತಾವು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕ್ಷಣ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿನ ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಒಬ್ರು ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕ್. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಗಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ. ಸೊ ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಬಾಡಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬಾಡಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದು ಮೆಂಟಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ರಿಲೀಫ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸು ಧ್ಯಾನ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಮಾಡಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಆಗೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದ್ರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಒಂದ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗೆ ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸುವ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ವೇ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, ಮಾನಸಿಕವಾಗಿ ಒತ್ತಡವನ್ನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ನನಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಈ 4 ಮಾತನ್ನ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನೇನು ಆ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುವಂತನಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪುರುಷೋತ್ತಮ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರ ತಂಡದವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈ ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಶೇಷ ತಜ್ಞರು ಈ ದಿನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೂ ಕೇಳುಗರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಈ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂತಹ ಮಾಹಿತಿನ ಕೊಟ್ರಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಗಮನಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಶರೀರವನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ತಾವು ಕಾಪಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತಾವು ಸಲಹೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸಲಹೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತಮ್ಗೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಝೇವಿಯರ್ ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಸೊ ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಧಿ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕಾನೂನು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರ ಒಂದು 2 ಮಾತು ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ರಿಲೀಫ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಆರ್ ಯು ದೇರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್? ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಸರ್, ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್. ಇದೀನಿ.
ಎಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಇದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಉತ್ತಮ. ಓಕೆ, ನನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರವಾಗಿ ಒನ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಅವ್ರವ್ರ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮೈಂಡ್ಗೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ಗೂ ಹೊಂದಾಣಿಕೆ ಆಗುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ನಾನ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಏನೋ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಆಶಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ಸರ್.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now it's time to listen Khatija, Omer, ma'am, Shabnam, ma'am. As she's not conversant with the Kannada language, she used to communicate with English language. So I request all the participants to cooperate with her and try to listen her and try to accept and admire her effort in empowering us with respect to stress management. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Well, good evening to everyone, and thank you so much, Purushothaman sir, for this lovely opportunity. It's a real pleasure to be among you all. So today the topic which you're going to see is about stress and stress management. So I'll just give a brief introduction about what
One request, ma'am. There are participants here. They are preparing for the civil judges examination as well.
Okay,
So
sir.
there are some students here. They are working for competitive examinations also. Regarding that, you just give an insight on that issues as well, ma'am.
Sure, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So about myself, I have 23 plus years of experience. So mostly into counseling. So I am a psychological counselor. I deal with people with stress, anxiety, depression, relationship issues, and student counseling. As well as I have, 8 years of my experience in corporate training. I train teachers on faculty development program, students as well as corporate clients. And I also have a YouTube channel which runs by the name The Counseling Corner, wherein I have posted a lot of educational videos and motivational videos. But I'm not very active now due to hectic schedule. And recently, I have also published a book. So I can just show you this book, which is this is called, the name of the book is Unshakable. In 2024 November, I published this. December, I had got the Golden Books Award for this. So I've got the license to put the logo as well as the International Author Excellence Award. In January, recently I've got it. So this book talks about how to overcome the limiting beliefs. Like sometimes we say, I can't do things, it's not in my hand, and gain the unwavering confidence and achieve whatever you want to achieve in your life. So this is about me. So now the topic which I'm going to talk about is about stress and stress management. Just 1 second, I'll share my PPT with you all. Just 1 minute, sir. Just Just 1 second, it's done. It's a little slow.
It's sharing, ma'am.
It's sharing, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so this is the topic about. So today what we are going to see is that we are going to understand what you mean by stress and stressor, because people do get confused with these terms. We will see what are those causes of stress, what leads to stressiness, and why should we avoid, what are the reasons we should avoid stress. And I will, due to time limit, I will just talk about few stress management techniques, and finally we can have the question and answer session. So before I could start with the thing, I would like to share a small real-time example since I'm into counseling. So this will give you a clear understanding why it is very important to manage stress. So this was in 2007 during the recession time. There was a happy family, husband, wife, and two daughters. And because due to recession time, this person who was in a very senior position, he lost his job. He went to multiple companies and to the agencies to look out for a job, but he did not get a job. So slowly what happened, he started taking stress. He started thinking negative. He lost all hope. He thought that he will never get a job. As the days went, he became very withdrawn. These are the symptoms. He became withdrawn. He was not talking to anyone. Small things irritated him, and he started shouting and showing anger on his wife, who was a teacher, and the kids. And the kids slowly moved away from him. And after some time, he stopped going out, talking to people. He locked himself in the dark room. And most of the time, he was overthinking and worrying, getting anxious about the future. How am I going to pay my loan? That was one problem. Daughters were studying in international school. How am I going to take care of the education? He lost hope. His stress slowly moved into and it turned into depression. He was totally depressed. And one final day, luckily it was Sunday, he tried to take away his life. He consumed some poison, but he got scared and told his wife. He was immediately taken to the hospital, rushed to the hospital. He became all right. And then mentally, he was very disturbed. So, nearly 3 to 4 months counseling took place. After that, he was fine. He got a very good job, and now he's placed in a very good position. So, this I want to make you understand how sometimes, if stress is not managed at the right time, it can have adverse consequences. So, now I want you to understand what is stress. See, many people think financial crisis is a stress. That is not a stress. Stress is how our body and mind responds or reacts to a stressful situation is called stress. Like suppose we have stress, we have fatigue, tiredness, lack of interest, we're not able to concentrate. This is stress. And what is a stressor? Anything which leads to stress is a stressor. For example, maybe loss of job, maybe children not listening to you. As Sir said, you all are preparing for a competitive examination. Fear of failure, fear that you might not get through, fear that so much is there to cover, right? These things are called the stressors which give you stress. It could also be personal things like maybe love failure, divorce, someone ill in the family, children not listening to you, husband and wife conflict. All these are called stressors which lead to stress. So now, coming to the causes of stress, so Purushottam sir, is it possible that people can just unmute and let me like what are those causes of stress in the workplace, so that no more of so that I can just divert my topic according to that. What leads stress to in y'all? If y'all can just let me know.
Uh, I request the audience or the participants who are participated here to unmute and inform that. So, what are the causes for stress? Any causes that you might see in the daily course of life that you can inform to the madam. ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಯಾವುದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಒತ್ತಡ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಯಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒತ್ತಡ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತಾವು ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಮೇಡಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಂತರ ಮೇಡಮ್ ತಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒತ್ತಡ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಮೇಡಮ್, ಐ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಸೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮೋಹನ್ ಸರ್, ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್?
Sir, good evening, sir. And
Very good evening, sir. Tell me, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening.
Ma'am, I would like to share one last week one incident happened with me. So I would
Okay.
like to share because whole week I was there in a stress, and finally I decided, and I would be myself only treated myself so that okay, I find out a other way to tackle this crisis. So let me share. Actually, I was also pursuing my LLB, ma'am, and recently I cleared my LLB. Okay, and without clearing bar examination, uh, by getting influence from my friend circle, I directly went with my documentation for enrolling myself in Karnataka Bar Council. So there they have cross-checked my documentation and all, and they started asking a lot of questions to me. And finally, they told that we can't able to give enrollment as of now for you. So you have to go and face the committee member, like that they told. So I was so confused why they are saying me for to face a committee member, for what reason, like that and all. Initially, I could not able to understand for what reason they said to me that word, and
Mm.
I felt they have ill-treated me like that and all. But
Mm.
minimum 3 to 4 days, I was in a stress only. After discussing with the various my senior people and all, I only treated myself that I should not think in that way. Let me tackle this crisis in other way like that. And Saturday, day before yesterday, I went back and withdrawn my whatever the DD amount I took. I withdrawn that and kept myself cool, man. This is what is will happen. But 4 days now, I was in a complete stress. So
Mm.
I was so much of thinking that how to tackle this crisis. It happened to me that. So obviously, being in working profession, every day in one or the other way, we people would be facing these kind of challenges. Being the person who is really dreaming big to enter to a legal field, initial day itself, these kind of challenges would be occurring, so that it will give a lot of idea for me to how to tackle this. I learned this lesson. This is what the lesson I have learned. I want to share in the forum. That's why I kept this.
Okay, okay. So thank you so much for that share. Yes, sometimes these things, but sometimes there are certain things which are not in hand, right? So we try to control that and we try to achieve that, right? Then we do have stress. That's why, as Anand sir has said, we need to take things positively. So I'll be talking about certain stress management techniques in that, right? So going further, I'll talk about that. So now work-related stress, like most of you are lawyers, so I would be telling certain few what I understood about lawyers, what stress they have. One thing what I have heard, even I have some friends, is that long working hours. This one thing which gives you all the stress and maybe too much of workload. This is one reason. I hope I'm right. And there is also like billable hours. Suppose if you're working in a firm, you need to bill mean money or get like 6 to 10 hours. That's what one of my friends said. Apart from that, you also have work like sending emails and admin, like maintaining records and all that. So work pressure might also lead to stress here. And also the same monotonous work you continue to do that could also lead to stress. And sometimes when you have clients, right, sometimes clients have too much of demands and sometimes unrealistic demands. They want the case to be won very soon or something like that. So that would also add stress to your. And as you spoke about this incident, there are certain things which are not in our control. Maybe even if you're fighting a case, you never know what the judgment would be there, what the judge is going to finally say, or what would be the outcome, what is the expectation from the clients. Certain things which are not in your control, especially the case outcomes are not in your control. For work-life balance, I heard lawyers have a lot of work, right? And maybe they work over hours, so there is no proper work-life balance. That is, they're not able to give much time for themselves, like to do exercise, hobby, or to spend much quality time with the family and friends. Naturally, this impacts their relationship with others as well as gives them a lot of stress, right? These are all work related stress, right? Competitive examinations, which are writing, that could also add to stress. Fear that you will fail, fear maybe the case which you're fighting, also you might not be able to achieve success there. So this fear of failure is there in most of the people. And sometimes even a toxic environment, if you're working, that also gives to a stress. That is the relationship with your peers or relationship with others in the workplace. Now, if we talk about the other causes, what are the other causes? Can tell me what are the other causes which give stress? Again, for most of them, it would be the financial crisis, where I'm seeing a lot of people are stressed. Disease in the family, right? Conflict between husband and wife, which is very common. I get a lot of counseling sessions for couple counseling only. A lot of stress people undergo, unrealistic expectations, competitions, comparing. All this is there, as well as health issues. If you have any health issues, you're not able to focus on your work, you're not productive, that also gives you stress. And talking about more fear of loss of job, fear of not meeting your targets, sometimes even when you're working in a firm, Similarly, even the doctors, I heard they're given a target. They have to make so much of money because they're getting that, salary, and they're not able to meet the target. Yes, that gives stress. Loss of job, children not listening to you, even day-to-day small things like this traffic jam. We get stressed. Long hours of work, long hours of travel to the workplace, all this can lead to stress. So we have seen few things, not have not covered everything, which can give stress in our life. So I want all of y'all to do a small activity. So as you all are not on the video, I'm not able to see you, but I hope you would do this activity. So I just want you all to sit erect, right? Keep your spine erect and very relaxed position. I just want you all to close your eyes. And for 2 seconds, I just want you to focus on your breath. That is how the air is coming in and going out. Just 2 seconds, right? I hope you all have closed your eyes. Now, I just want you to think of one thing in your life which is giving you a lot of stress at this point of time, right? Just one thing which is giving you a lot of stress at this point of time. It could be a financial crisis, it could be a workload, it could be the examination which you're appearing, right? Anything which is giving you stress at this point of time. I hope you have thought about it. And now I would like you to ask a question to yourself. Is there anything which I can do about this situation? Is there anything which I can do about this situation? If your answer is yes, then why do you overthink? Why do you worry? Take the step, take someone's help, sort out the issue. But if the answer is no, again, why worry about it? It's not in our hands. Just pray, leave it to God. The time will solve the problem. Because there are certain things which are not in our hand. We keep thinking, overthinking, and worrying about it, and we are spoiling our present. You will not be able to perform well at present, right? And it will also impact your health. So, any situation, yes, we can do about something about it. Do it, don't worry. We can't do anything about it. Just leave it to God. Don't worry, so that you can not prevent your health from getting impacted in a negative way. So slowly you can just open your eyes if you have closed your eyes. So with your permission, I would just like to share a part of my life just to make you understand why managing stress becomes so very important. So this is me with my two little daughters. Now they are grown up. So I am a single parent. And in my life, I hope y'all can relate. Having being both the parents are there nowadays, it becomes so very difficult to manage stress. I mean, manage to bring them up. Last week, I saw an article which said it is easier to bring up a boy child compared to the girl child because girls are very demanding these days. So these are my two little daughters, who have grown up, and they did give me a lot of stress during the teenage also. And I'm a single parent, right? I did have a lot of financial crisis because I did not take anything from my husband, and I brought these two kids from very small. My younger one was just 3 years old when I brought her to Bangalore. So I had taken a lot of stress. Late night, they go for parties. They don't pick up the calls, right? They don't listen. So much of demands, comparison from other children. I had a lot of stress. And I had to pay quite a big price for that. In 2018, I was diagnosed with third stage ovarian cancer. So my doubt was, I asked the doctor, why me? No one in my family, that is my forefathers, had cancer, but how come I got it? It is not, isn't it hereditary? So the doctor said, no, you must have taken a lot of stress in your life, and certain cancers like ovarian cancers are directly related to stress. I started doing some self reflection, right? And I realized, yes, I never took care of my health. And I had a lot of sleepless nights and I've taken a lot of stress in my life. And that is the reason I had to pay this price. But after the treatment, after I came out of it, I started understanding the importance of health and my life, because I am the only one for my two daughters, and I started taking care of my health, started doing certain things, which I'll tell you what I did, and I started. Now I cannot completely avoid stress, but the way I responded to the stress became completely different, and so I'm having a much healthier life now. So now I want to ask you a question. Why do you think we should avoid stress? So, one by one, I would be talking about that. First thing is that when we take stress, it has a very negative impact on our body. Sometimes, as someone rightly mentioned, we have body pain, psychosomatic disease. What is psychosomatic disease? Our body and mind are related. In our mind, if you're worrying too much, taking stress, overthink, it has a direct impact on our body. We have body pain, we have leg pain, back pains, digestive issues. You keep repeatedly going to the doctor and taking painkillers, the pain will not subside. Unless and until the root cause, that is the psychological issues, are addressed, the problem will not be solved. So, how does it impact our body? Yes, something which ladies are more worried about, hair fall, is there, digestive issues, acne on the face, right? Body pain is there, vomiting, nausea is there, digestive issues is there, migraine, headache, and most of the life-threatening disease, if you take as per research, 70% contributing factor for stroke, cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and even some forms of cancer is related to stress. So you know how badly it impacts our body. Second, it has a very negative impact on our mind. You will not be able to focus, you will not be able to concentrate. It impacts our memory, as well as it leads to anxiety, depression, anxiety as well as depression. I'll explain to you how. See, what happens is that every day in our life, we have stress. Stress is inevitable. We cannot avoid it. Maybe even getting up, cooking food for the ladies, going to the office, right? Overload of work. Every day we have these. Apart from that, something major happens in our life. Maybe a disease in the family, financial crisis, like maybe rejection, right? So what happens? Major crisis. Combined with these daily hassles, it piles up. And one day, what happens? If you don't take care and manage your stress, it will lead to depression. And even depression is not addressed by most of the people, they just avoid it. It leads to minor mental illness. And if that is avoided, it leads to major mental illness like schizophrenia, like a bipolar disorder, which were very uncommon those days. But nowadays, a lot of people have been diagnosed with these major mental illness. And this is one reason why we have to manage our stress, right? So I think you can guess from this picture. So when a mind and body is impacted, just reflect and see when you are not when you're sick, when you are frustrated or irritated about something, what do we do? That directly impacts our behavior. We either shout, scream, show the frustration on our children, on our partner, right? So sometimes we even end up doing something for which we have to regret later. So stress impacts your mind, it impacts your body, it impacts your behavior. And what is the result? When you are tired, you're not able to focus, concentrate, you're ill, it has a direct impact on your productivity. Whether you're a student who's preparing for the examination or a person who's working, you would not be able to be productive when you're under the stress or anxiety. And finally, what happens is it impacts your relationship, maybe with your boss, your colleagues, your family members, because we tend to show our frustration and anger and talk something, and this affects our, or we become very withdrawn, and this impacts our relationship with our family members. So, stress is not a thing which impacts one area of life, it impacts multiple areas of a life. That's why addressing stress at the right time or preventing stress, right, becomes very, very crucial. Any doubts so far?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So now quickly we'll look at what are the strategies. See, if you talk about strategies, there are many strategies to manage stress, right? So simple things like going for a walk, listening to music, drawing, painting, all this can help us to relieve. Some people, when they are stressed, though they don't have money, they just go for window shopping. They just go around and just do window shopping. They don't buy anything. They feel very relaxed and come back, right? So there are many different ways how you can manage stress. So due to time constraint, I would be only speaking about those things which I have been doing and it has been really helpful for me. First thing is I always talk about positive thoughts. See, no matter how difficult the situation is, right? In my life, if you see, my life was always challenging life. I still have certain things which are very challenging. But even in the most difficult situation, instead of worrying, overthinking, and getting upset, look at the positive side. See, when you think positive, I just want you all to just pay attention and listen. Reflect and see when you think positive, you will experience positive feelings like happiness and excitement that directly impacts your action, right? You'll be more productive, more energetic, more cheerful, right? People will be happy being with you. But if you are thinking negative, right, you will start experiencing negative emotions like frustration, jealousy, irritation, sadness, anger, and that will reflect on your behavior. You will talk, either verbally abuse someone or say something which the person might get affected and it affects your relationship. Or even people do something like hitting someone or breaking things, right, for which they have to regret. So your mind, feelings, and behavior are interrelated. So I'll give you an example. So let me just stop sharing. So I just want to give you example. I just want you all to put it in the chat box. Now there is a situation which I'm talking about. As couples, let us talk about couples, both husband and wife. Just imagine. Someone has to mute, please. Yeah, I just want to give you a situation and ask for the answer. Like both husband and wife is there. You all can just take your own example. You both have gone to the office in the morning. One of you realize that you have to convey something very important to your spouse. You take the mobile and you call multiple times. There is no response. You start messaging multiple times. No response. In this situation, you can think positive or you can think in a negative also. Can you quickly put in the chat box, if you think negative, what are those negative thoughts which can come in your mind? Your spouse is not picking your call, nor reverting back to your message. What are the negative thoughts which will come to your mind? Yes, Nagaraj, what are the negative thoughts? What is that which will come to your mind at that time? Anger, yes. She is angry. Okay, you think that she's angry, so she's not responding. She might be sleeping. Okay. Any other thing? Negative. Negative I'm talking about. Okay, let me tell you. See, first thing which comes to your mind, whether it is your child or your spouse not responding to the mobile, is that fear comes. Maybe the person must have met with an accident. What must have happened to that person, right? Or you can get the negative thoughts like the worst thing, what I have heard when I did corporate trainings, some people come up with this. Maybe she is betraying me. Maybe he or she is with some other person. That's why the person is not responding to our calls and messages. Or that fear that something must have gone wrong with the person. If such thoughts come to your mind, how would be your emotions? You will be stress, anxiety, like yes, sometimes anger, stress, and that fear will grip you. You will not be able to focus and concentrate in your work, right? You might show your irritation to someone, end up with the problem at workplace, come back home, show all your frustration on your spouse, and that impacts your relationship. So the same situation, if you think in a positive way, what is that positive thoughts which can come to your mind? Anyone? Maybe you can think the mobile is switched off. There is, or the mobile, the power has gone, or it is on silence. Or maybe he or she is attending a meeting or left the mobile in the vehicle. right? So if you think in a positive way, yes, she's busy, she or he is busy, you can think like that. So your emotions, you will not get overwhelmed, you'll not have fear, you would be relaxed, you would be able to focus on what you're doing. And when your spouse sees the message or a missed call, they would revert back to you, right? The same way, whether research shows, if you keep getting fear, if you keep fearing about something, that is what will happen. And in many cases, that has been true. You fear about something, that is what is going to happen in your life. So no matter how difficult the situation is, try to think in a positive way. The next thing what I would talk about is, any guesses what is this? What does the picture reflect? Okay, so here it is the body touch, right? So what, these are very small things. We don't need to pay for it, right? A small hug, right? A warmth, holding hands, that can relieve your stress when you're in the state of stress. This I learned from my daughter. When she was studying in her 10th grade, she used to be very stressed. So when I'm even in the kitchen cooking, she comes and she says, Mama, turn this side, give me a hug, right? So now I got used to it. Anytime when I'm in a stress, I go to my kids and say, I need a hug. Trust me, when you hug, the body touch, your mind releases the happy hormone, the dopamine, and you start feeling very relaxed, and it helps you to relieve your stress and anxiety. Why I'm telling you this is, these days I'm being into counseling, I'm seeing a lot of children under stress. So when they come back home, giving them a tight hug, right, a kiss, will help them to relieve stress. When your spouse is also stressed in the workplace, evening, spend a little time just holding their hands, giving them a hug. They will feel really good. I hope any guess? Anyone can unmute and guess what is the third strategy? No guesses?
Laugh out loud.
Very good. Thank you so much for that. Laugh out loud. Yes, smiling and laughing is the secret to relieve your stress and anxiety, as well as your life will span will become more. Um, if you can, anyone guess like which is the country where the lifespan is the longest lifespan they have?
Japanese?
Yes, very right. Japanese. See, there are many reasons for this. One of the reason is that they're always cheerful, right? We Indians mostly, if something goes wrong, if we lose someone whom we love, we keep mourning for many months and years together. But they are get over it very fast. They are most of the time cheerful, and also they have a purpose in life, which is very important. They have a goal in life, which I'm seeing most of us Indians we do are not having a clarity about what our main goal is. Laugh out loud, it really works. In Japanese, I heard in their daily schedule, they prepare a daily schedule, 15 minutes is allotted only for laughing, and they laugh out loud every day to relieve stress. I've also heard in some of the foreign countries where IT professionals are very stressed out due to hectic workload. They have a club which is known as the Laughing Club, or they all assemble in a place. There's no particular reason to laugh, but they just laugh out loud. I have tried this once when I was going for a corporate session. I was feeling very weak. I told my daughters, I don't have the energy to go. I don't know what to do. Last minute, I cannot say no. I just went to the washroom, I turned out the tap, and I laughed out loudly. Trust me, immediately I got that energy and that willpower to go, and the session really went on well. So once in a week, like laughing, what you can do, watch some funny movies, some jokes. Family members, you can talk something funny and laugh out loud. Also keep smiling as much as possible. This would also help you to relieve your stress. This is the most important thing I feel in today's life is being assertive. See, there are three types of people are there. One are very passive people. Passive people means like anyone tells you to do anything, you never say no. Whether it is your child, your spouse, your boss, you are scared. If I say no, I might spoil the relationship. They might get upset. It's most of the people. Aggressive for everything. They say no, no, no. And people, they have very few friends. People don't like them, right? Even for simple things. So you need to train yourself to be assertive. See, when you're comfortable doing something, say yes and do it. But when you're not comfortable doing something, learn to say no in a very polite manner. Give a reason why you're saying no. So people know when to ask you and what to ask you. If you are a passive person saying yes, yes for everything, they'll start taking advantage of you, right? Whether it is spam at home or whether it is in the organization where you're working, it's very important. So this I could give an example. Like suppose you're working in an organization, a particular organization you're working, and your boss comes and tells you that you have worked throughout, right? And lawyers as such, your work is very hectic already. You have worked throughout and Sunday is a holiday for you, and your boss comes and tells you that Sunday you have to come for work because there are cases pending there. And that particular Sunday, you have booked an appointment for your mother, very crucial. If not, if you miss that 1 month, you would not get the appointment again. In this case, you can be passive, aggressive, and assertive. Passive, you get scared. Oh God, like my boss might not give me promotion or he might get angry. So you say yes. And then you are stressed out. Family is also stressed. You also stress. If you're an aggressive person, you suddenly show irritation with your stress and says, no, why don't you ask someone else? I can't do it. I can't come. I have worked the entire week. You may spoil your relationship with the boss. Being assertive means very politely, very calmly communicating to your boss, sir, I would not be able to make it this Sunday, giving the reason because I need to take my mom to the hospital, which is very crucial, and giving assurance. Next time, if I have to stay come on Sunday, I would definitely do this. But today, why can't you ask someone else to do? You don't spoil your relationship with your boss or whoever it is. At the same time, you are not in a stress. And trust me, unless you ask, people don't give. You need to have the guts to express your views, ask for what you want, and say no when you're not comfortable, right? So that will help you not to get into much stressful situation. The basis is to take care of your health. I will not go into depth in this. Self care is the most important thing. Just reflect and see when you're not keeping well, that is the time when you will get stressed. Why? Because you will not be able to give 100% to your work and you'll get stressed. So, self care, eat balanced diet, right? Eat on time. And when you eat, also ensure, like Japanese, 80% your stomach is full, 20% it is empty, so that it aids in digestion. Don't overeat. This is very important. Add a lot of fruits and vegetables. Second, someone has already mentioned, do exercise. Any form of exercise you can do, which is very, very important, right? Whether it is jogging, running, right? To prevent even life-threatening disease like cardiovascular disease and diabetes, exercise is very important. Drink at least 2 to 3 liters of water per day. 7 to 8 hours of sound sleep is a must, both for your physical as well as your mental health, as well as to be protective. And the most important, I would say, is exposing yourself to the sunlight at least for 20 minutes per day so that you get enough vitamin D. See, most of the people, when they come for counseling, telling we are stressed, we are under depression, we are not able to focus and concentrate, trust me, the first thing I say is get a blood test. I would like to see your vitamin D and B12. And 100% is less for them. Main reason for psychological issues, depression, heart disease, all this is lack of vitamin D. So ensure you do all these few things. I'm sure you're doing it to take care of your physical health. The same way you need to take care of your mental health because stress is again more related to mental health. For that, I do meditation every day, 15 minutes. That's the most important thing which you can do. See, when I talk about to people about meditation, many have told me when in corporates, we find it very difficult. We are not able to concentrate. It is not a cup of tea. So now I would like to tell you a very simple type of meditation which I started doing because I do many things, but this is simple, which is very easy. So let's do it. I'll just give you the instructions quickly and we will just try it out. So all you have to do is sit erect and you have to close your eyes, relax your entire body, one hand of yours on the chest and the other hand on your stomach. So when I tell you to inhale, you have to inhale very slowly. I'll count till 5 that you have to count in your mind. Hold your breath for the count of 5, and then you have to blow it out through your mouth for the count of 7. So inhaling only count of 5, but blowing out is count of 7. You are blowing out all your stress and tension, right? This you have to do every morning when you wake up, like at least 2, 3 times, and then keep increasing. Every time you're stressed, even before exams, even before the interview, if you have to go, do this. It'll relax. Even if you get anger issues, you can do this. And night before going to sleep, you can do this. So let's all try it out. So I just want all of you all to close your eyes. Sit in a very relaxed position. Keep one hand on your chest and the other hand on your stomach, because I want you all to feel the breath, right? So now, slowly, slowly take a deep breath inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now slowly blow it out through your mouth for the count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you can slowly open your eyes. So this is a simple form of meditation which you can start with in the beginning. Apart from this, anything where you put your focus 100% is meditation. It can be drawing, painting, it could be reading some books, or even dance could also be a form of meditation. You have to incorporate this, because the way people are getting psychological issues and health issues, meditation becomes very, very important. Next, what I do is I write positive affirmations. Every day in the morning, I write at least 5 things in my diary. I reading it loudly, like something positive, like whatever you want. You can say, I am amazing. Anything which you have negative thoughts, means just rephrase it into a positive thing and write it down. You can say it loudly or write it down in a diary. Always better to write it down. Like, I am intelligent. No matter how difficult my situation is, I'll be successful. I'll crack this interview, or I will pass in this examination with flying colors. 5 positive affirmations. Make sure you write every time. During the day when you get stressed, oh my God, exam, I'll not be able to clear it. Before the exam, say, my paper is going to be very easy. I am going to write all the answers and I'm going to come out of flying colors. Just say positive things. This will really make a change in your life. I would add on to few more things here. See, most of the time, our mind is focusing only on the negative things. There are many positive things happening in our life. Our mind doesn't focus only on few negative things. So every day morning, write 3 things which you're grateful for. It really works. Start a day with a positive note. I'm grateful for a good job I have. I'm grateful for my health, my family. Whatever you're grateful for, write 3 things. That would really have an impact. So one of the major reasons why people are getting into depression, suicidal tendencies, people trying to end their life, is found to be loneliness, one of the contributing factor. So you have to socialize. Keep in touch with your family, friends, your college friends. Once in a way, though you have a hectic schedule, take out some time, go out for a tea or coffee with your old friends. This will, social health is equally important. And if you're a person, I don't know, there are a lot of people due to separation or not staying alone, right? That loneliness will lead to depression and suicidal tendencies and people taking adverse steps. So the best thing I would say is to adopt a dog. Even in corporates and international schools, therapy dogs are there. And we counselors suggest you all to have therapy dogs if you feel lonely, right? This will help you to relieve stress and overcome even depression. Next, most important thing is talk it out. When you are, see, sometimes if we have some headache or body pain, you go to the doctor, tell about it, you take medicine. Very unfortunate, we don't talk about our feelings to others when you are stressed or depressed to others, thinking what will people think, right? So you need to talk to someone. Have at least one true friend in your life whom you can be yourself and express your feelings, your pain and thoughts. It could be your family member, your spouse. For me, it is my children, or if not, any friend of yours, right? So talking it out, the main thing is that you should talk out your problems. You should not keep it suppressed. But if you feel there is no one whom you want to talk to, or right, it's always better take a sheet of paper or have a habit of writing a diary. Every day, pour out all your feelings in the diary. But some people have told me that, ma'am, I'm not comfortable writing a diary because people would read. I don't want them to know about my problems. Perfectly fine. Take a sheet of paper, write all your feelings, tear and put it in the dustbin. The thing behind this is that you should not keep your negative emotions suppressed inside. That is why one day you burst. What you have to do is bring it out. So these are the ways. But if you feel that after doing this also, it is not helping you, and if you have symptoms, as I think Anand sir clearly said, we need to listen to our body. Our body gives signals, right? Body pain, fatigue, tired, digestive issues, back pain, right? Sometimes you feel hungry, you keep on eating. See, when you're stressed, you binge eat, you keep on eating though you're not hungry, and what happens? You start putting on weight. Or what happens is that you don't feel hungry at all, you start losing your weight. These are all signs. Night you will not get sleep, you'll be overthinking. Daytime you'll feel sleepy and tired, you'll not be able to focus and concentrate. All these are the signs that you're under stress, severe stress. So in that case, you need to take the help of a counselor or a psychologist who will help you to overcome your stress and anxiety. Because if you keep avoiding that, it could lead to depression, right? So it's always better to get the timely help. So this is the book which I was talking about, which I've written. I have put all these strategies there. Now, more than this, I have put here, I've made it less because of my personal experiences. And I've also put the examples of my clients whom I've counseled. So this is the awards which I've got for this book. So this is one thing. So now I'm open to questions. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me questions, or if you would like to share anything to add on, please go ahead with that.
I request Hema ma'am to give any insights on this topic. Hema ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, madam.
Good
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
yeah, she's an expert. She's spoken really well. It was very interesting. Thank you so much for this amazing session. Well, I just wanted to bring one point to your, point here that, stress is not bad always.
Yes.
You need to have some stress in life, only then you will want to do something, or else they say, right? People, it's almost amounting to laziness. So bit of stress in life is always good. A person without any stress cannot be considered productive, or he may not be conducive to the society also. So a bit of stress is always acceptable. When it goes beyond a certain limit is when we have to understand that things are not right. And the class was really interesting. And uh, yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Maybe we look forward to more such sessions from your end. And yes, we really want to take a look at the book because yes, uh, it's from the person we know now. So we have to understand things better. Thank you so much. Thank you, Purushottam, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I request the participants to ask questions, or if there is any kind of a query to be answered, please do ask your query. Any questions? Any questions you have? See, what we have felt, ma'am. So in recent days, majority of the problems are with the relationship, kind of a broken relationship, isolation, uh, divorce cases. All these things we are usually we are accustomed, and we are seeing into this as a professional lawyers. So regarding that, any insight on this, ma'am?
Yes, being a counselor also, I told you I deal with people with stress, anxiety, depression. But if you say 90% of the cases which come is relationship counseling or couple counseling are coming. And what I am seeing is that there is no major problem at all in their couples. It is just small, small misunderstandings which they have, right? So marriage actually, it is like a compromise, give and take. So regarding this isolation, this separation, yes, it is happening because of lack of understanding mostly and having too much of expectations, right? So, but and relationship, broken relationship. So sometimes even youngsters, they fall in love, and because they feel they get betrayed when the girl or boy gets married to someone else. But what I say is that take it positive. I know many cases in college also who have taken a drastic step to end their life by taking consuming poison, trying to hang themselves, right? So I feel before you take such a step, always think of your parents, right? Always think of your family who have sacrificed their entire life for you. And just because of this girl or boy who came into your life for a short period of time, you're taking such a drastic step, it is not. Think it positive. If this person has betrayed me, left me, and gone, it's good I came to know about this person. There is 100% someone much more better in your life. God has kept someone much more better in your life. It's not worth. Yes, it is very difficult when someone breaks your heart. I myself have experienced all this when someone betrays you, how you feel. But that is not the end of the life, right? Instead of punishing the person who has betrayed us, we are punishing ourselves, punishing our children, and punishing our family. That is one thing. Second thing is that when some relationship breaks, when it is very difficult, don't sit idle, don't overthink. Immediately get yourself involved in something which gives you happiness. Start going out, join some club or join extracurricular activity, start interacting with people. Don't get withdrawn. That will lead to severe depression. Don't be idle, because the idle, if you're idle, because my brother also lost his wife. 2 years he was into severe depression. He couldn't come out of this depression, right? After 2 years, his business, everything had a loss. He started regretting, why was I in that state, right? You have to be strong and you have to come out. This divorces, being betrayed, all this is common. It's not only one person or two-person, 90%, many people are getting betrayed, and divorce is happening because of lack of adjustment. It's very common. It's a part and parcel of our life, certain things which are not in our control. So just let go and move on in your life. We have to be emotionally strong. This is what I would say.
Last not but the least, ma'am, regarding with loneliness. So that is
Hmm.
the major kind of emotional problem that everyone is facing.
Hmm.
Though we are living with
Hmm.
the family members,
Hmm.
there is a kind of living together loneliness.
Yes, it's become very common these days.
Uh,
See, there are two things. One thing is feeling lonely, and one is loneliness. See, loneliness is that there is no one in our life. We are all alone. No friends, no family members. We feel lonely. That is loneliness. But feeling lonely is we can be with our family and friends around, but even then feel very lonely inside. I'll give you an example. A child comes and tells me, Ma'am, I have friends, I have family, but still I feel so lonely inside. No one has time for me. I cannot relate to anyone, right? So, what you have to do is that, see, sometimes people, though they don't have anyone in their life, they are not lonely. They start reading books, and books become their friend. They're so very preoccupied, enjoying their own solitude, and they are very happy in their life. They read books, they get into some sports, they go some do some service to the voluntary organizations, going to orphanages. They keep themselves occupied with people. And one of the major reason why people feel lonely being at home is because the culprit is the mobile, right? We all are scrolling down in the mobile. Even if someone is talking to us, we don't pay attention and listen. Even if it's a family member, we are scrolling down the mobile. So we need to reduce the usage of mobile. So at least one day in a week, make it a point that we are not going to touch our mobile. We are going to spend quality time with our family. This is very, very important. Sometimes there is a misunderstanding. I've seen couples, they don't talk to each other. There is no conversation, and that also leads to loneliness. In this, get yourself occupied, start going out. There are so many clubs now. There are so many social groups are there where you can become a part of a social group and go out and enjoy talking to them. Online, you can make a lot of friends, start having a lot of friends, start connecting with your previous friends. Maybe I am a part of so many WhatsApp group, my school friends and college friends, right? And I see them always chatting, right? And they say they're bored, and since I'm busy, I'm not able to chat. But they're supportive to each other. They guide each other, help each other, right? Once in a way, they catch up and meet each other. All this you can do. And the best one thing I already told you is adopt a dog or a cat. Dog is always better. Dogs are so loving and affection. Therapy dogs are there, which will help you to feel good, and you will never feel lonely when you have dogs. As a child, I was brought up in an estate in Aircard, and I still remember as a child, I never felt lonely because I had dogs, cats, all and animals. I was always surrounded by animals. But these days, even children have a lot of complaint that they feel very lonely because parents are working on shifts or working late night, coming back home, and the kids, especially if a child is alone, you need to get a dog at least so that no, it will promote their mental health. I hope I cleared this
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
question.
ma'am. You had made sense, ma'am. You have made sense. I request the participants to take initiative to uh, summarize and give a welcome speech for the ma'am, for as she had done a wonderful session. So I request Hema ma'am to address ma'am and give her a valedictory for the session. Hema ma'am, I request Hema ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
Yes,
mean, this is a sudden uh, request. But I must say, Purushottam sir has been organizing various sessions, and they have been insightful all this while. Uh, this was something new for all of us. And I'm so happy that we have started addressing emotions of people also, not just the law aspect. He got into the communications and then understanding people's emotions, and this stress management was very insightful and is really helpful for students who are already preparing for judiciary exams. We understand that most of these people preparing for exams have their families, they have their practice to attend to, and they should also be studying for their exams. So giving time to the family is very difficult for them. So balancing everything and how to manage it, how to overcome the stress, and maybe a small session for the families of these people also would add some weightage, because they should know how to understand the stress these people are going through and cooperate with them. So this is a wonderful session. This is not only for the aspirants, it should also have been for the families of those aspirants, is what I felt, because it would have added a lot of value and help to those people preparing. Family should also accommodate these kind of things. And Madam spoke really well. I was glued to the screen all the time, especially her presence, very lively materials. They were very eye-catchy, and we were not allowed to take our eyes off the screen at all throughout. So thank you, madams, for that wonderful session. And Sunday evening was very well spent with you. I'm sure it's the same with all the participants here. Thank you so much for your time, your valuable session, and for this beautiful time also. Thank you so much. I'm definitely not prepared for this thing, so it's impulsive. I'm trying to. I'm actually very very thankful for this session. That's what I would want to say, and I'm sure all the participants are happy listening to you. Especially the very soothing language that you have made it all more beautiful. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much, sir.
thank you so much, ma'am. At last, our our senior most advisor, C.H. Bhima Shankar sir, has arrived. He is a former IRS officer, and he is our advisor to our academy, our activities, and everything. So I request Shri H.R. Bhima Shankar sir, who is a former IRS officer and a principal secretary of the Customs and the GST, Central Government of India. So I request Shri HR Bhima Shankar to give some insight on this program and give a valedictory to Madam.
Thank
Over to
you,
you, sir.
thank you, Purushottam brother. Jinalkar sir ಇಲ್ಲ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಇವತ್ತು ಏನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಇದಿತ್ತು, ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಹಂಗಾಗಿ.
At the outset, let me say I'm sorry. I went for a walk and somehow got stuck up there. It was drizzling in the garden. Just now I came. I read the today's programs, stress management. I missed valuable talk by Madam and others. Anyway, nevertheless, I'm sure they have done justice and very valuable suggestions must have come. I take 2-3 minutes. Okay. Purushottam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One thing we have to keep in mind basically. I understand some of you speak Hindi. Hindi जानने वाले हैं. I have lived 40 years in Bombay, Delhi, that side. We
Yes,
need to understand basically all the miseries, difficulties under which we are living. These are all our own creations. जितनी भी मुसीबतें हैं वो हमारी कमाइयां हैं. All the difficulties that one faces, the miseries, miserable conditions under which one is living, these are his hard-earned assets. मेहनत की कमाई है. दुनिया में कोई दुख नहीं है. There is no anything like that. You have created these problems for yourselves, knowingly, unknowingly, and you have to find solution.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir. Might be the network has been broken. So thank you so much, madam, for your wonderful session, for wonderful time. I thank everyone who had participated in the session and got insight on very good insight, very good information, very valuable information, the techniques, the strategies, the story that what you have said and made us to witness evident about regarding your own kind of a problem that you had come across and you have overcame that problem. So we are all delighted about your session. We thank you, madam. Thank you very much for coming over here. Thank you so much, madam. We are ending the session now. Thank you, madam.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you so much for this. And I'm also like to thank each and every participant. I've just left my contact number in the chat box if anyone needs counseling.